We'll also sing song by Narottam Das Thakur. Saparshada Bhagavat Viraha Janati Vilapa, or for short, devotees say, yeah, Nila Premadana. Jaya Nila Premadana Karuna Pracho Eno Prabhu Kota Kela Acharya Thakur Kahamara Saruprupa Kaha Sanatan Kahadasa Raghunatha Patitha Pavan Kahamora Bhatta Yuga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kale Kota Gela Gora Nataraj Pashane Kotiba Mata Anale Pashiba Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Kilepa Se Sabha Sangira Sange Ye Koilo Vilas Se Sanga Napaya Kande Naratamadas Jaya Nila Premadana Karuna Pracho Karuna Pracho Eno Prabhu Kota Kela Acharya Thakur I'll read the translation. He who brought the treasure of divine love and who is filled with compassion and mercy, where has such a personality as Srinivas Acharya gone? Where are my Srup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatt and Gopal Bhatt, and where is Krishna Das Kaviraj? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against a rock and enter into fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. So today is the disappearance of Sri Shyamananda Prabhu. Read a brief description of him. Feeling very sad, which Bengali word for sad is dukhi, over losing several children before his birth, his parents named him Dukhi Krishnadas. Upon taking initiation from Hridaya Chaitanya, he became known as Krishnadas. In Vrindavan, he joined Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya to study the Goswami's books under Srila Jiva Goswami. While living in Vrindavan, Krishnadas regularly swept the streets before dawn. He performed this humble service so that the Vaishnavas would not hurt their feet while walking to the temples. One morning, he found a captivatingly beautiful golden ankle bracelet. When Lalita and Vishaka Sakis asked for the bracelet, Krishnadas said he would only give it to the original owner. So we see this is not... Oh. We see Shyamananda Prabhu is so advanced that Lalita and Vishaka would come and speak with him. And blindfolding Krishnadas, the gopis brought him to Srimati Radharani. She allowed him to put the bracelet on her ankle. But before fastening it, Krishnadas reverentially touched it to his forehead. This left a new tilak mark which now distinguishes all of Shyamananda's followers. So when you go to Vrindavan, you'll see devotees, they have a bit of a different tilak, followers of Shyamananda. So this is where it originates from. Rejoicing over Krishnadas's transcendental fortune, Sri Jiva Goswami awarded him the name Shyamananda, one who pleases Srimati Radharani, or the servant of Shyamasundar Krishna. Sometime after Hridaya Chaitanya's disappearance, he reappeared in a dream, telling Shyamananda to preach. With the help of his foremost disciple, Rasikananda, Shyamananda profusely spread the worship and service of Gaur Nityananda all over Orissa. 24-hour kirtan surrounds Shyamananda's Puspa Samadhi, which is located on the opposite side of the street, running between Radha Shyamasundar and Radha Damodar temples in Vrindavan. So, something about Shyamananda. Shyamananda Prabhu ki jai. So now we'll read the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tasmai Bhavan Hayashiras Tanuvam Hi Bibrad Veda Druhav Ati Balau Madhukaita Bhakyao Hatvanadyach Chuti Ganangsh Cha Rajas Tamash Cha Sattvam Tava Priyatamam Tanum Amananti Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hi bibrad. Veda dhruvav atibalau madhukaita bhakyau. Hatvana yachchuti ganangshcha rajastamascha. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanam amananti. Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hi bibrad. Veda druhavati bala madhukaita bhakyau. Hatvana yachchuti ganangshcha rajastamascha. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanam amananti. Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanunam hi bibrad. Veda druhavati bala madhukaita bhakyau. Hadvana yachchuti ganangshcha rajastamascha. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanum amananti.
Sattvam tava priyatamam tanum amananti. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanum amananti. Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hi bibrad. Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hi bibrad. Veda duhavati balam madhukaita bhakyau. Veda duhavati balam madhukaita bhakyau. Hatvana yachchuti ganamscha rajastamascha. Hatvana yachchuti ganamscha rajastamascha. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanam amananti. Sattvam tava priyatamam tanam amananti.
Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hibidra.
Tasmai bhavan hayashirastanuvam hi bibrad.
Veda duhavati balau madhukaita bhakyau.
Veda duhavati balau madhukaita bhakyau.
Advana yachchuti ganam
Advanayachtuti ganam Rajastamascha.
Sattvam tava priyatamam tanum amananti.
Sattvam tava priyatamam tanam amananti.
Tasmai unto Lord Brahma. Bhavan, your lordship. Hayashiraha, having the head and neck of a horse. Tanuvam, the incarnation. He, indeed. Bibrat, accepting. Vedadruhau, two demons who were against the Vedic principles. Atibalau, extremely powerful. Madhukaitaba, Aikyau, known as Madhu and Kaitaba. Hatva, killing. Anayat, delivered. Shruti Ganan, all the different Vedas, Sama, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva, Cha, and Rajatamaha Cha, by representing the modes of passion and ignorance. Sattvam, pure transcendental goodness. Tava, your Priyatamam, most dear. Tanum, form, as Hayagriva. Amanti, they honor. Translation, purport, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. My dear Lord, when you appeared as Hayagriva with the head of a horse, you killed 2 demons known as Madhu and Kaitaba, who were full of the modes of passion and ignorance. Then you delivered the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma. For this reason, all the great saints accept your forms as transcendental, untinged by material qualities. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead and His transcendental form is always ready to give protection to His devotees. As mentioned herein, the Lord, in the form of Hayagriva, killed 2 demons named Madhu and Kaitaba when they attacked Lord Brahma. Modern demons think that there was no life in the beginning of creation, but from Srimad Bhagavatam we understand that the first living creature created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead was Lord Brahma, who is full of Vedic understanding. Unfortunately, those entrusted with distributing Vedic knowledge, such as the devotees engaged in spreading Krishna consciousness, may sometimes be attacked by demons, but they must rest assured that demoniac attacks will not be able to harm them, for the Lord is always prepared to give them protection. The Vedas provide the knowledge by which we can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedeshtra sarvar aham eva vedyaha. The devotees of the Lord are always ready to spread knowledge by which one may understand the Lord through Krishna consciousness, but the demons, being unable to understand the Supreme Lord, are full of ignorance and passion. Thus the Lord, whose form is transcendental, is always ready to kill the demons. By culturing the mode of goodness, one can understand the position of the transcendental Lord and how the Lord is always prepared to remove all obstacles on the path of understanding Him. In summary, whenever the Lord incarnates, He appears in His original transcendental form, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhaviti bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shijamiham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. It is simply foolish to think of the Lord as being originally impersonal, but accepting a material body when He appears as a personal incarnation. When the Lord appears, He appears in His original transcendental form, which is spiritual and blissful. But unintelligent men, such as the Mayavadis, cannot understand the transcendental form of the Lord, and therefore the Lord chastises them by saying, Avajananti mamudha manishim tanamashutam. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. Whenever the Lord appears, whether as a fish, a tortoise, a hog, or any other form, one should understand that He maintains His transcendental position and that His only business, as stated here, is hatva, to kill the demons. The Lord appears in order to protect the devotees and kill the demons. Pritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam. Since the demons are always ready to oppose Vedic civilization, they are sure to be killed by the transcendental form of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Om Ganit Manandasya Gananjanashalakaya Chakshulan Meditamnena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Gridavachalam Pungam Langai Tegadim Yakibadamaham Bande Shri Gurundinam Vanchakopadrubishcha Kripa Sundarbebhicha Patinam Bhavani Bio Vaishnave Bio Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Translation again. My dear Lord, when you appeared as Hayagriva with the head of a horse, you killed the two demons known as Madhu and Kaitaba, who were full of the modes of passion and ignorance. Then you delivered the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma. For this reason, all the great saints accept your forms as transcendental, untinged by material qualities. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, in the conversation with Arjuna and Krishna speaking, Arjuna calls Krishna by the name of Madhusudana a number of times. I believe it's 5 times. In the first chapter, text 35, second chapter, text 1, 2, 4, and 633, he addresses him as Madhusudana, killer of the Madhu demon. And of course, Srila Prabhupada, following previous acharyas, as acharyas do, they follow previous acharyas. He mentions how this name, Madhusudana, specifically it's in relation to Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna is referring to Madhusudana in the sense that just as you slayed the demon of Madhu, so please slay my doubts. Please slay my doubts. We have our Madhusudana Prabhu. He wrote a number of letters to Srila Prabhupada. If you can look them up in the Veda base or wherever, there's quite a number of letters. And Srila Prabhupada answered him extensively in these letters. Some of them are quite long. Seems like Madhusudana Prabhu was asking a number of questions. But in one of the letters, Madhusudana was asking Srila Prabhupada about the universality of Bhagavad Gita. And it seemed at the moment, for whatever reasons, he was having some doubts. He was a younger devotee. And so Srila Prabhupada started the letter responded to the letter, and he said that, can you think of any other scripture that is more universal than Bhagavad Gita? Do you think that there's any more scripture more universal than the Srimad Bhagavatam? And he went on, Srila Prabhupada went on to say that Krishna means all attractive. So how is it that's not universal? And is it that Krishna is attracting everyone except you? And then Srila Prabhupada, he said that you say that you will do as I say, and you say that you prayed to Madhusudana to slay the demon of your doubt. But unless you agree to follow the directions of Madhusudana, there's nothing that Madhusudana can do for you, nor is there anything Madhusudana's father can do for you. And when Srila Prabhupada said Madhusudana's father, he was referring to himself. So Prabhupada is poetic. If you don't follow Madhusudana's instructions and directions in the Bhagavad Gita, then there's nothing he could do for you. You have to follow. And if you don't, and also if you do not follow the instructions, there's nothing Madhusudana's father can do for you. In other words, me. It means you have to follow the directions of Krishna, the spiritual master. So Madhusudana is referring to the name. Madhusudana is referring to how Krishna killed Madhu and Kaitaba. And this particular story, or this pastime, is found in the Mahabharata and some other places also. Srila Prabhupada mentions it here briefly, and he also mentions it in the Prayers of Akrura in the Krishna book. And if you want to do some further investigation about that, there's a lot of details of the story, which we won't get into now. You could do your investigation if you're interested. And one of our commentators, or the most famous commentator on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sridhar Swami, he mentions this name, and he mentions how he gives a bit of a different explanation of it, and he says, Madhu, the name of, or Madhusudana, the name meaning he who defeats honey. Krishna, one who defeats, sweeter than honey. And then he says that false ego is as sweet as honey and resides in the heart of everyone, making one forget his identity. And then he says that it intoxicates everyone. And then he who destroys false ego with the torchlight of knowledge is called Madhusudana. So just as Hayagriva, Krishna appears in all different types of forms, right? Here we have a head of a horse, it's great. Any Matsya, fish, and Korma, and tortoise, and Lord Nrsimha, all of these amazing forms Krishna appears in. But whatever the case is, the business is the same. Krishna is coming to save his devotees, and he's coming to kill the demons. So he does this in different forms. And just as Hayagriva saved the Vedas from these demons, Madhu and Kaitaba, they stole the Vedic knowledge from Lord Brahma. So in this way he delivered Lord Brahma, or saved Lord Brahma in this situation. Krishna will also save us. He saves his devotees in difficult situations. And as Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, that sometimes demons, they attack the devotees. I'm sure we have plenty of stories. Even in the relatively short history of ISKCON, there's so many stories within Russia and all different types of places all over the world. Russia, a lot of famous ones come from there. But in all of these circumstances, we see many of these circumstances that Krishna, Krishna saves his devotees. I think of Devamrita Swami. He tells a bunch of stories of his own preaching in these areas of the world. And at the time, he's African American, and his skin is dark, and you go over those places, and so he would be preaching in these different locations, and I remember him telling one story. There's a bunch of people there in a room, and this official, she breaks in, and she's a government official, she's going to report it. It's quite yeah. And Maharaj explains how she goes around and she stares everybody in the face, trying to remember their face, and she wants to report people and get everybody. And then Maharaj explains that when she got to him, she looked him in the face, and it was like her eyes glazed over, like she didn't notice him. His complexion. This is just like some type of. So in this way, so many different things are there brought up. So. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport how he stresses the mode of goodness. Says the devotees of the Lord are always ready to spread knowledge by which one may understand the Lord through Krishna consciousness, but the demons, being unable to understand the Supreme Lord, are full of ignorance and passion. And then he says that thus the Lord, whose form is transcendental, is always ready to kill the demons. By culturing the mode of goodness, one can understand the position of the Transcendental Lord and how the Lord is always prepared to remove the obstacles, all obstacles on the path of understanding Him. So this principle of the mode of goodness is very important, and it's stressed in Bhagavad Gita, stressed in Srimad Bhagavatam. And in Srila Prabhupada's last days in Vrindavan, he was in his speaking, he was stressing these points to the devotees that one should live in the mode of goodness, rise early, attend Mangalarti, chant one's rounds, and engage in the different activities of devotional service, while emphasizing the mode of goodness being a very important tool to help one achieve Krishna consciousness. And as Krishna comes and he distributes knowledge, we see he speaks the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and he's very interested in enlightening the souls of this world with transcendental knowledge. And the Acharyas, they come for the same purpose. We have Srila Prabhupada, we have so many Acharyas who come to enlighten the souls of their particular time and all time. And Srila Prabhupada, he, on a number of occasions, he stressed certain books that we should read. Specifically, he said 4 books are enough. Can you believe it? 4 books are enough. Now there's so many books on the market. You could just go on your iPad or your computer and you could download so many books. There's actually so many books, it's maybe you could say, definitely impossible to read them all in one lifetime. But even looking at books that our acharyas wrote, there's just so much. There's so many. Sometimes devotees, they have this idea that they'll collect all the printed works of the acharyas and as much as possible. But at one point, it's just overflowing. So then devotees, they just start downloading things. But Srila Prabhupada said that 4 books are enough. And he said Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhagavad Gita. Yes. These are enough to become Krishna conscious, to preach Krishna consciousness. So devotees should specifically focus on these 4. Try to learn them, read them, hear them, meditate on them. And Srila Prabhupada quoting, who's it? Shruti Kirti Prabhu. No, I can't remember if it's Shruti Kirti. I think it's Shruti Kirti or Harishwari. I'm not. But one of them, he remembers how one time Srila Prabhupada, he made a comment about his own book, Krishna book. You see, there's pictures of Srila Prabhupada in Juhu and other places. Prabhupada was sitting there reading his Srimad Bhagavatam and other books. But Prabhupada made a comment about Krishna book. He said, just by reading this Krishna book, one could become fully Krishna conscious. And then he said, even if you just read one chapter, you could become fully Krishna conscious. And then he said, even one paragraph. And he said, even one sentence. And then he said, even one word, you could become fully Krishna conscious. And we see this, that we see our acharyas, the previous acharyas, sometimes that they will analyze just one word. And from that word, so many meanings are there. Like Madhusudana, there's a whole bunch of different meanings, for example. So yes, there's immense or unlimited power in these 4 books. So one should specifically focus on those, which will be very helpful for them becoming, for us becoming more Krishna conscious and spreading Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada quotes here, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shajamyaham, that whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and predominant rise of your religion, at that time I descend myself. So there's definitely right now there's a decline in religious practice throughout the world. But Krishna has come in the form of the Hare Krishna movement. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in the form of the Hare Krishna movement to deliver knowledge to everyone. But again, that delivered of knowledge, we have to accept it also. It's very important. Like Srila Prabhupada said one time, there was one man, Prabhupada was in India, and the man said, "Oh, Swamiji, only you could save us." And Prabhupada would hear such things often, different times, and he would respond differently. But this particular time when this man said, "Oh, Prabhupada, only you could save us, only you could save us, Swamiji." And Prabhupada said, "Yes, that is a fact." But he said, "But the question is, are you willing to follow?" So ultimately, the living entity's free will, it's their decision whether they want to follow or not. And the message is the same as Hayagriva Prabhu, Prabhupada's one of his early disciples. Huh? Yeah. Hayagriva Prabhu, he told Srila Prabhupada how he had a dream one time. Prabhupada appreciated the dream. But the dream was that Krishna and Arjuna were on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Krishna was instructing Arjuna in the dream. And then Krishna transformed into Srila Prabhupada, and Arjuna transformed into Hayagriva. And started instructing him. And this is the essence of the dream. And Hayagriva told Srila Prabhupada, and he appreciated it. Of course, it's, the Mayavadis here that, oh, sounds good, right? We're all one, this and that. But not like that, in the sense that the message is the same. Just as Krishna was speaking to Arjuna, the message of Bhagavad Gita, so Srila Prabhupada was instructing Hayagriva the same message. So, yeah, the message has been passed down. It's Krishna came, he gave us the message of the Bhagavad Gita. And if we cooperate with Krishna, if we follow his instructions, if we try to live by them, then that will be to our benefit, and we'll also be able to benefit others. So does anybody have any question? Or? Yes, Dweedramani, Prabhu.
Thank you, Balaram Prabhu, for a nice lecture. I was always wondering about this phrase of, Srila Prabhupada saying that if you just read a sentence or a word, you can become Krishna conscious. And like you mentioned, sometimes you get one word, and from that word there's so many other meanings that come. But what about people who are not so familiar with Krishna consciousness? You give them a book, and they might not know that all the meanings are also following this particular word. So
Yeah.
what is exactly, how do you understand this?
What do you think, Dravida Prabhu? Seems like he has some thought.
Well, especially when it comes down to that one word, I think that it's well, if they read that one word and they're holding that book, then that'll lead to other words, and it'll lead to them coming, curious and coming to the temple. There's one in my, I have this Gita class, and sometimes interesting individuals come, and there's been this couple of guys come, and he's got a Krishna book. He doesn't have a Gita. He's read the Krishna book. You know, he's reading the Krishna book, but he's interested in the Gita class, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if that's, I always feel that it delivers you because it leads to more, you know, it leads to interest and curiosity and like that.
Okay, that's a good answer. But Prabhupada, in addition, Prabhupada said one word. So I'm inclined to think that one word could actually do it. We read in the Bhagavatam and so many places, just by smelling the incense, the four Kumaras became self-realized. Because they, you know, I'm attracted to this, I'm not attracted to anything material. This smell must not be material. That means there must be a whole dimension of form, shape, relationships. It's not material. Or when the hung say. So my point is, we don't know where it doesn't always happen. I mean, we walk in here and smell the incense and it doesn't happen to us. But if one is, I mean, there's people, we have Valmiki by saying Mara became Rama, Rama, Rama. So we cannot discount the ability of the Supersoul to give us full realization that everything can flow from that. So it's not that anybody who reads just one word casually, but there are instances of reading one word and by the grace of the Supersoul becoming self-realized. So Dravida Prabhu is given a very practical explanation, which is good and satisfying to the mind. But we should not discount. Prabhupada said they just touch the book and look at the picture of Krishna. They see Krishna on the cover. So, I mean, I know the Gopalasya Priya, who got the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam with a picture of a John Mill and the Yamadutas on the back, and went completely white. I gave it to her. What does this mean? She was a nurse. She worked in the critical care ward at St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital, where they warehouse you until you kick over, until you die, because they can't do anything more. And she said, many of them, and I've talked to doctors and nurses since then, people have narrated exactly the same scene, dogs, chains. So just seeing the cover of the book reminded her of that. So I don't want to diminish, and not that Dravida Prabhu was, I don't want to diminish the fact of one word rattling around in the head, or one picture, or just touching the book, having a completely seismic, is that the word? Like an earthquake? Seismic earthquake within the heart by the grace of Supersoul. Seismic, that's the word I'm looking for.
About this one word, I have the name of Krishna, many, whatever, 16. But I remember hearing how at one time at the Los Angeles temple, His Holiness Giraj Swami was giving a talk there. There's quite a number of devotees in the audience, and one person, he asked a bit of a challenging question, and the question was trying to minimize Srila Prabhupada and his particular contribution in terms of what he gave to the world, and hinting at, there's more, Prabhupada didn't give everything, there's more advanced things that he didn't give. So, probably, yeah. And one devotee who was there, he told me how one other Srila Prabhupada disciple got really angry, upset, and just rushed out of the door, and so a bit of a scene there going on. And but So Niskiraj Swami,
Being a cool-headed person.
he answered him. And he said that Srila Prabhupada did give us everything. It's clear. And his books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he did give us everything that we need. And then he said that, and even if Srila Prabhupada just gave us the holy name of Krishna, that would be enough. Because within the holy name of Krishna, everything is there. In every, all realization, all everything. So just relating to this one word principle, yes.
Yeah. As long as you've opened the door, there was a devotee, and I forget his name at the moment. He joined in Denver, and he was hitchhiking across America, and he was stuck for something like 18 hours at one on-ramp onto the freeway. And there was a billboard that someone had spray painted on the back of the billboard, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, but all as one word. And he was sitting there for 18 hours. He's bored, and he was saying, is it Hare Krishna? Is it Ha Rishna? Is it, he was like, because it was all one word, and he'd never seen it before. He didn't know where to parse it. Was it Hare Krishna Ra? Ama? What was it, And he went for months, maybe even a year or two, with that rattling around in his head, and gradually became a vegetarian, gradually gave up any drugs, gradually, so many things. And when a devotee handed him a mantra card, he actually went into almost ecstasy, that just because he said, this is what it means, he finally realized what, but he'd been meditating on one, Mahavishnu Swami, the Indian Mahavishnu Swami, used to say Ramada, Ramada in. Mm-hmm. So Ramada is the one who gives Rama, or gives pleasure. Mm. So, and Prabhupada talks about it in the CC, even if the mantra's broken up or you're not quite pronounced. So every time you see a Ramada or Ramada in, so I think you could make a case for instances of one word, especially one word of the holy name.
Yeah. The Damodar Prabhu, or farm Damodar, he used to distribute books in South Africa. That's where he's from. But he met some guy, and he said that the guy said he named his dogs Hare and Rama somehow. So he was always chanting this, Krishna Rama or something. And then, when he met the devotees, he was quite interested, got a book. And I did meet one person, and I think a couple of years ago, on the way back, I stopped off in Turkey, and there's some program going on, and then one of the girls, she raised her hand, and she says, it's very interesting. She said, I actually have a cat, and I named my cat Hare, I named my cat Hare. So I'm always going, Hare, 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 here, Hare, come here. So maybe you can, get one named Krishna.
There was somebody who said Giridhari was a misspelling of Girideli, in fact, of chocolate. And so she was, So he was always juggling around, Giridhari, Girideli. Krishna has his own way of attracting people.
That's funny. Any other question?
Hare Krishna?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
May I?
Yes.
Yes, Balaram Prabhu, thank you very much. You're most kind. Dandavat Pranams. Prabhu, I see in the translation that the great saints accept Krishna as transcendental and untinged by material qualities because he did kill two demons, Madhu and Kaitava, and he did deliver the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma. So based on this, my question is, for me, Vijaya Krishna Das Prabhu, to be recognized as spiritually advanced, what are the two demons for me to kill? And if not to Lord Brahma, to whom should I deliver Vedic knowledge?
Okay, thank you.
That is my question.
Yeah. So there's many, if you want to call them demons, or let's say internal demons, or anartas, or whatever you want to term you want to use within the heart, and our scriptures describes there 6, right? Lust, anger, greed, etc. So those are all clearly described within our scriptures, what they are. And of course, from those come, it's like a banyan tree. A lot of stuff to kind of work, cut through. So yeah, we have to get rid of those. And of course, the main way of getting free of those is chanting the holy names and engaging in the process of Krishna consciousness, serving Krishna, serving the devotees. In terms of distributing Vedic knowledge, yeah, to as many people as possible. There's plenty of people who do not have Srila Prabhupada's books out there. A lot of people do, but still there's, the population keeps on increasing. And aside from the population increasing, we haven't reached everybody. So it's so as devotees sometimes say, there's no unemployment issues within the Hare Krishna movement. There's plenty of opportunities. So, is that all right?
Yes, that is all right. Balaram Prabhu, thank you very much.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. All right, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.